All right, there's nobody in the dealership right now, so I'm going to start the car first. And I'll get to it when I do the interior, but the seat seems to be not, what would you call it? Not slidable. So look at that steering wheel, and I am, I mean, can't see my reflection, but I'm about 6'1", so getting into this car is rather difficult. But I will go ahead and see. Look, I mean, my knees are almost at the dash. All right, we'll go ahead and do the engine start video. Got out of it easier than I got in it. Tommy Kaira muffler. It has a pretty strong exhaust smell. I mean, it's -1 degree, so it's quite cold. Even in here, I've got the heaters on, but it's cold inside. But the sound is nice. There's a pretty heavy fan sound. Sorry, get the hood prop. This is a motor swap. Went from RB25DE to the RB25DET, but it looks factory. That was there. It's pretty much gone. The whole dealership stinks right now. Yeah, but no weird sounds. Everything seems like it's in working order. Something I want to add. I don't know if it's a Tommy Kaira thing, but there's no gas, and the light blinks red, blue, green. It's pretty cool. Better get some gas in it though. RPMs are fine. Like I said, it's still a bit cold. So I would want to see them drop a little bit more than that, I think. But with an automatic or with a manual, I'm not sure. I'll go over everything when I do the interior video so that I can go ahead and turn the engine off. Air fuel ratio. Boost. RPMs are fine. I know the speedometer works. I checked yesterday. That digital speedometer is crazy. Alright, I just showed the engine running video, so now I will talk about the engine. I sent you the videos of us cleaning the underside of the hood. So right now, I mean, if you look at it, it's quite weathered. I don't know, I really wouldn't call that rust. It's just kind of pitted. I mean, that can be probably, you know, resprayed. Obviously, this hood has been resprayed. which is probably why the dirt stuck to it so well. Or it's just worn after all these years, I'm not sure. It's hard to tell, like, so in here, you can kind of see that really heavy crud, like the dark right there's a good, like that's what the underside of the bonnet looked like before we cleaned it. So like even this dirt down in the wheel wells here, that'll all clean up if you really took the time to take care of that. I mean, down in the, that's not rust, that's just a heavy grime on each of the brackets. All right, as far as the engine's concerned, it's very, I think that oxidized. Like, even though it was a motor swap, maybe they found the cheapest turbo engine they could and put it in here. It's either that or they just never really cleaned the engine after installing it. I'm not sure. And there's no signs of, you know, leaking from the top, but with the light, I mean, it's hard to see. All right, I mean, even the piping here is quite weathered, and the hoses look decent. You know, they don't feel like they're brittle or about to break. The Samco radiator line, it's dirty, could be cleaned. Don't touch when hot. Blitz radiator, it has a factory intercooler down there, so I mean this big gaping hole in here is going to look good with an intercooler, because right now you can see everything in there. Fans are loud, it's got some horns. I don't know why horns need this many wires, but you can see the a little bit of surface rust in there, which right now it's easily fixable, and you can just respray that. Intercooler would cover anything. Other than that, the radiator support and everything looks good. I mean, this looks factory. It doesn't look like it's been replaced. It's kind of scratched up, grimy, but it's not pinched or bent or anything. You know, those screws are repainted because the whole car has been repainted. Brackets over here are fine. On this side as well, they're not cracked. I'm going to try to polish the headlights because they're quite cloudy. There's some rust on this little, is that part of the bumper? Well, I think, no, that's metal. Yeah. A lot of the, I'll get to it in the, well, I'll get to it in the inspection video or the outside video. Like, this is kind of rusty, and so when the water comes down, it's kind of rusted water, I think. So there's like rust marks on the bumper. The ARC airbox, I don't know how easy it is to get a replacement filter for that, but without a cover, I thought there was like some sort of, maybe like a clear cover they put on that, I'm not sure. All right, the strut on this side has touch-up paint right here, which means they probably saw surface rust starting there. Maybe in the future, if it's exposed to the elements more, that's gonna have to be taken care of. Other than that, the right strut is good. What's this? That's body, but the plastic is broke and the cushion's coming out, so there's like a little bit of rust there. Strut bar, again, we've seen down in here with all of the pictures. It's good, just kind of dark and grimy. There's no rust. This side has no surface rust at all. There's no touch-up paint. Other than that, we just had the car running. Everything looks normal. leaking. Actually, we'll get under the car. Yeah, there's no, I mean, it's been sitting here overnight. There's no spots on the ground. All right, I'm gonna do the exterior walk around of the car. I do think this is gonna take some time, so I'll try to go over everything that I can, that I know of at least. First, it's kind of a tight squeeze, so do a walk around. I do have a cold, so my voice is kind of weird. I did wash it yesterday. I've had the car for about 2 weeks now. If you just look at the car as it is, obviously the car has been resprayed. It's not a bad paint job. I mean, though you can tell it's not factory with a little bit of orange peel, but it's a good paint job. Now, whether it was resprayed recently and a lot of things they didn't do a good job on, like the clear coming off on the bumper, or it was resprayed a long time ago and just over time, cracks, wear and tear, it got to it. So close this door. I think it's aired enough. It's freezing. All right, I will make this one continuous video, I guess. As I mentioned in the engine running video and the engine's checked, the headlights are quite cloudy. They probably need to be completely sanded. I can give them a nice polish with a compound that I have and see if that helps it. I wanted to do it before I did the video, but kind of pressed for time. Tommy Kaira bumper. Definitely want to keep this. I think it's valuable, but it needs a lot of work. And I'll just go from the side and work around. In the crevice, there's a lot of buildup in there. So, I mean, that can be cleaned. It's not a problem. Chip, touch-up paint, spider cracking, a lot of chips along here. Actually, you know what? I bet maybe there was a canard here, because there's a hole here. Maybe this was originally a hole and a hole, and they had a canard, and that caused a lot of rock chips along. I'm not sure, or I might just be completely wrong. There's a deep gash here with touch-up paint, spider cracking here. Maybe something hit that, along with the spider cracking brush mark. That's not gonna come off. That's the original black underneath that, I think. So kind of all of the corners are quite spider cracked along here. Headlight is the same. Spider crack, grime underneath the headlight. The biggest thing is you can see all the way across here, the clear has faded or peeled off. Probably water sat here in the sun, and just over time it came apart. Crack and rock chips. There's a lot of paint chips and damage on the front of the bumper here. I mean, it's not broken, which is good. I mean, spider cracks. I don't know if they sanded down and Bondo it, put a skim on it. Are those cracks gonna come back out? I'm not a professional body man. I can't answer that. Nice fog light. Like I mentioned in the other video, this is kind of rusted, and the water comes down here and leaves rust on the paint. I tried to take that off. Maybe a compound will take that off. I'll try it. It's worse down in here. You can see the rust in the paint. That gives you a good look at the rusted bar there. It's rusted on each side only. Front lip, same deal. Rock chips, a little bit of spider crack. The Tommy Kaira emblem across the front. Go to this side. I showed you. I mean, that's a heavy scratch. Spider cracking. This doesn't have the buildup so bad under the headlight there, but on this side it does. There's water in this fog light. I'll have to check if they run. I haven't specifically seen that myself yet. All right. Sun damage. Sun damage. Yeah, I mean, anybody that's an expert with body paint will probably be able to tell you a little bit more about how easy that would be to clean up. This has some paint, touch-up paint there. All right, I think the front bumper is going to be one of the worst of it. The overall condition of the hood, I mean, it doesn't have a very high sheen to it, but it's decent. There's no dents that I can see. It's in good shape, but the front here has a lot of rock chips with touch-up paint. Here, here, here. This looks like kind of, you could see the pits here. Other than that, going up the hood, there's a blemish. Maybe compound can take that off. I couldn't get it off washing it yesterday here too. Other than that, the bonnet's in pretty good shape. Nothing you have to really be worried about. Wipers, they look like they've been sprayed to look a little better, as well as the trim. When I was washing it, I mean, I think this is the normal trim. When I was washing it yesterday, this side specifically, there was a lot of grime coming off of here. Every time the water hit, it would put like black dirt across here or into the window, and I kept washing it and it would come down here. I'd wash it and it would pop up more here. So I think this, at first I thought maybe this was painted and it was just peeling off, but I don't think that's the case. All along the trim on this side, I don't know if that's a tape line from when they painted it, but it's kind of worn on the trim there all the way across. I'm not sure if that will clean up that well. It's not rust, it's just worn paint. And then all along here, it's kind of got like a mildew, moldy grime all. So I think that may have been what was coming out of the seal when I washed it. I mean, a good thorough deep clean with a pressure washer can probably, you know, clean the majority of that up. Go back to here, sorry. Well, for now, I'm going to pause this video, start another one. All right, just in case I've run out of space on my phone. Starting with the fender, I mean, it's really smooth. I mean, this is a really good, almost, I would say, I mean, looking down the car, if it's aftermarket paint, that's a really nice paint job, much better than the hood. But the hood could have been done a different time, or you never know. So this fender specifically, well, yeah, it has been painted, because if you look at the Nissan emblem, and this is a clear one instead of the orange, you can see the, would you call that paint or would that be wax? I'm not sure. GT emblem. Yeah, but this fender's perfect. Go to the side skirt. This side skirt has no cracks in the front. Down the door, again, the paint is really good. In the side skirt as well, it has some, you can see those dark lines running down it from the water. Compound will take that off. You can see it more in the rear door. You know, the mirror is very faded, probably painted white and not cleared. There's a chip. Is that a chip or is that a paint spray? Yeah, it's a brush mark. Other than that, the mirror is fine. Both of the mirrors work. It has the factory Nissan. You can see the emblems. Air visors, window visors, tinted rear window. This is nice and smooth. There's a chip here. They've been repainted. Window's good. There's some overspray. Now see, this is really rough. This makes me think these have been painted. You can hear the difference between here and then right here. Well, I don't know if you can hear it, but you can definitely feel it. Smooth and then really rough. And that kind of roughness goes all the way back. And a wax mark. Alright, the roof is in top shape. I do see there's probably no way you're going to catch that on camera. There is a kind of a brush mark from here, I really want to catch that on camera. I mean, it's a heavy brush mark from here to here. Not so bad, can probably be polished. Other than that, there's really no damage on the roof itself. Rear trim window trim looks good. You know, heavy grime again inside the crevice all the way around. This has like a sparkly, yeah, you can see that. Has like a sparkly paint on it, but it's like a flat, kind of rough, like sandpaper. Again, deep grime inside here, all the way around. The rear window tint looks really good. It's not done cheap or anything like that. I'll go back to the passenger fender. Again, there is some, oh yeah, you can see it there. Clear scratches here, probably polished out with no problem. Typical for when they're removing the bumper, if someone's trying to do it themselves. The brackets scratch there. This doesn't have the wax or paint look that the other one had. The paint's in good shape. This has a little bit of cracking in the side skirt here and a little bit of dirty paint going down it. That's not rust. I mean, I don't know how easy that is to clean up, something like that. You can see the grime inside here. This mirror was the worst. The clear or paint, the top coat came off right here. It's bubbling up. This would have to be completely, you know, taken off, sanded, and redone. Not the end of the world. Mirror. A little bit of orange peel you can kind of see in here, but again, it's still a good paint job. Up the pillar, I already kind of showed. Visors are not cracked, they're in good shape. This side, something I didn't notice. This side has a carbon, very common. It's a wrap, you can see it's bubbling here. Where this side, as I just showed, is painted. All right, the door. I tried to get this off here. You can see about 1, 2, 3 blemishes here. Like it got dirty when I touched it with my finger. I mean, I was just touching the engine. So that would probably have to be, I mean, that's a touch-up right there. The polish is not going to fix that. Door handles, clean, a little bit chipped there. Hand scratches, the polisher will probably take the majority of that out. Side skirt, again, kind of just got some dirt build up in there. Other than that, like, I'm happy there's no you know, door dings on the door itself. I want to come back because I thought I remember yesterday I did see a door ding on this fender. Was it a different car? Oh, no, okay. So, right here, yeah, you can see it right there. There is a pending there. That can probably be massaged out, not a problem. I mean, there's no chip in the paint or anything. You can hardly see it, but of course, it is there. It's about the size of a dime. Passenger rear door. There's a heavy scratch. You can see it there. It's about this long, but it could probably be polished out. Sorry. All right, so I mentioned the front bumper, and here is probably the worst on the car. Why I say that is, by looking at it, you can see the damage along the arch here, but actually, and there's a little bit of pit with rust right here, but it have to be touched up. But the door doesn't sit even right here. It's, top, my finger drops. So here the gap is the same, and then it gets wider and wider, and then goes, back to normal about right here. And I don't think it's the door. I think the door has not been skinned or anything. I think it's only the fender, or the quarter, all the way out. I mean, you can see it's been, kind of beat up in here as well. So maybe this was hit with the wheel at some point, and they've had to repair that. Looking at the entire inside, I don't think it's been cut out and replaced. It has been painted, I think. I don't know, is that factory? I mean, that's caulk in here. I can push it with my fingernail. So that gap, let me check the gap in the door over here. Or this door, it's got the even seal all the way around. Oh yeah, I dropped my phone. Yeah, that's more solid. So maybe that arch over there has been replaced all the way up. I could be wrong, but that's what it looks like. So yeah, the front bumper and this is probably the most noticeable. I mean, the side skirt all the way down here has a huge crack in it. Getting that, fixed, I'm not sure how easy or difficult that's going to be. I don't know if that'll flex. Other than that, the actual wheel well looks fine inside. All right, past the worst part. Going down, no scratches, no dings. I mean, I would much rather have kind of an orange peely paint than have something that's all beat up and dented and scratched. I mean, you can kind of see the orange peel. It's pretty good. Though you can tell it's been resprayed. I mean, it was not sprayed in somebody's garage. There's not dirt in the paint or anything. Going to the rear, spat. There's a big brush mark. I can't really tell in this lighting. If you can see that, that'll come off. But this is a huge scratch that's been hit with touch-up paint, and obviously this pearl, you're not going to be able to match that. And it connects to the body there. It goes all the way down. dirt and grime in here. Both spats are not connected that great. And there's a huge gap here versus that side, it's on a little better. You can see that. There is a crease from here to here, just top and bottom. The middle of the bumper is fine, but with this hit here, it's spider cracked it. Yeah, you can see that. Spider cracked it all right here. They go from it's about how big it is. And down here, it has a small pressure crack in a half moon style right there. So it must have backed into something. Spider crack. Passenger tail. This is a dirt buildup there. It's not rust. It definitely needs a thorough deep clean. Rear bumper, the rest of it is in good shape. This spat is loose. I don't want to pull it, but you can see kind of dirt in the double side sticky tape here. So that just needs new tape. Other than that, it's not cracked or scratched or anything. This is the worst of the tail here. Clear. The paint looks good. You can see the pearl, but the clears come off there. It's bubbling up. That'll have to be resprayed. There's a huge gash, the same as the other side, all with an off pearl touch-up paint on it, and spider cracking about this tall. Other than that, the exterior of the car, as far as the dents and dings are concerned, is very minimal. Trunk has some long, yeah, you can kind of see it there, some long scratches, probably be polished off. A lot of brush marks. I really want to get those brush marks on camera, but I can't. Some brush marks that go like this, maybe just from cleaning it quickly. Oh, I did also notice right here, you can see here, that looks like cracks in the metal. It's very small, but it is noticeable and you can feel it. So I was thinking, like, what could have caused that? Like putting some sort of Bondo or skin here. I don't think they had a third tail light or brake light, but that would have to be addressed as well, I think. Other than that, car's in good shape. Let me get you the wheels and the interior next. All right, I know you wanted a more in-depth wheel video to see if you wanted to replace them. Heavy chips here. I mean, it's kind of, the paint's missing and everything. Curb on this side. This is the driver front. And heavy gash there. Other than that, like, the interior is really clean. The barrel of the wheel itself. So this wheel is in fairly good shape, other than obviously those big gashes. I don't think these can be refinished. I don't know that much about finishing wheels, especially in like this painted color. Driver rear. This one's a little bit more curved all the way around. Almost the entire wheel. This side's not, but it has like a paint here and a little curb there, and then kind of heavier curb rash all the way around. But the actual video, the actual wheel itself, the face of the wheel, is in good shape. Black mark here. Yeah, that'll come off with some elbow grease. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna have to add this into the video. This also has heavy touch-up paint on this arch. So I'm not sure what was going on here. All right, passenger rear. Kind of curved around. Not so bad on this one, but you can see heavy rash here. But the face of the wheel has a big chip there, chip here. Other than that, it's in good shape. I don't think these need to be replaced right away unless you get a good deal on a new set or the wheel you actually want. Passenger front, again, curb rash, curb rash, curb rash. Down here as well. The face of it's kind of scratched up if you look closely there. Big chip, some scratches. Other than that, there's a heavy dent or heavy chip there and there. Other than that, the actual wheel itself is in good shape. Yeah, I mean they're knockoffs. Advanced vehicle system, original design, Model 5 twin. All right, sorry, I had to change my pictures all around. I ran out of space on the wheel video. All right, so all of this was inside the trunk. A tissue box holder, wheel. This is, I think, a jack or even two. I looked in there. Probably the wrenches. Is that for shoes? Oh, that's funny, because my shoe won't fit in there, let alone two. There's a couple of them. Maybe if it's for in here to put your spare shoes. That's kind of comical, I guess. Trunk, super clean. That is something. Heavy mildew all along here, pitted, not stains, I mean not rust, but extremely grimy. Maybe it just sat outside. Like, that's not rust, it's just dirt. Now here it is chipped. I mean, look at that. And there is rust right there, so this would have to be lightly sanded down and touched up. I mean, repairing just here would probably be near impossible. Other than that, the trunk is clean, with the grime and the pits going down. This side as well, just mildew. I mean, that'll clean right off. Put a, simple green and pressure washer and blast that out. I don't even want to touch that. It goes all the way across. But the trunk is extremely clean, tidy. Subwoofer. I mean, the interior has a lot of electronics and such in it. And I did lift this up. Now, I don't know what this is for. It's kind of just here. The end is like that. So really, I don't know what that's for. Underneath as well, I had sorry, trying to do this with one hand. The trunk as well is in very good shape. There's some tape there because there was a wire that they taped down, but it looks like it came out of right there. But the trunk looks like it has all factory seals. They're hand done, so they're always different. There's not any sort of indication of rust or water being in there. It's got the typical tar. I can remove the spare. Give me 1 second. It's got, you know, some rub marks, I guess. Let me get the spare out. All right, remove the spare. You can see, you know, it's got some little bit of I would call it just kind of a natural, I mean, that's not rust, and that's really not as bad as the shadow is putting for the camera. And even this looks like rust, but I could probably rub that off with my finger if I wanted to. So the trunk itself is in really good shape, surprisingly. But the underside of the car was good too, so other than it sitting probably in a field or something, or just never really driven, the car's in good shape. Spare tire, carpet. Now I'm going to do the interior and electronics check, and we're finished. Alright, I'll start the interior video. It's quite clean. It just has a lot of random things I have to learn what they are. Driver door in very good shape. It does have some little tweeter or whatever it is, and I would assume that's drilled into the door. Japan loves that. Usually they're here though. Carbon cover here, which is nice because they're typically really scratched up. And this carbon piece is in really good shape. I like that. Kind of dirty. I haven't gotten a chance to do a deep clean. I will, so you're gonna kind of see it as it is now, you know, with kick stains and stuff like that. I don't know what this is. It's just a piece of metal. Maybe it has something to do with helping the door close. I don't know. I don't feel anything. That's weird. Anyways, some scratches. Pull handle's in good shape, but the kick plate is nice. Going around to the door, even though you are sandwiched in here, there's no real abrasive damage in there. I'll stick with the doors first. The jamb as well. We have seen all that in the pictures. Driver rear. Again, carbon plate. A couple of scratches there. This one is dirt. We'll clean off. But other than that, I mean, it's super clean. The cards are in good shape. Again, don't know what this is. And again, it has the metal plate there, but that door doesn't have it. Is it a security system? If the door is opened? Oh, that might be. If this is disconnected, somebody opens the door, then it would set the alarm off. I don't want to play with it. Driver door is a ghost. Carbon plate. Really good interior door, no damage. Scratches there, minimal. We already went over this section here in the exterior video. Passenger front, again, tweeter, again, excellent carbon fiber, no problems with cards, no elbow damage, no kick marks. A little worn on here. I washed it yesterday. There is a little bit of water there. This is dirt come off, very nasty. Again, build up in there, going all the way around and down. It's in good shape. While I'm here, I'll go around to the... Alright, driver's seat is Recaro. Sorry about the cutoff message or cutoff video. My manager was talking to me. This is the worst part, getting in and out. That's been rubbed after time, but the actual seat is really nice and it is really comfortable. It's thick. Let me get down in here. As I said, it's not easy. Momo wheel. It's not any bit of torn up or scratched. It's in really good shape, almost new. Quick release, no. Doesn't have the flap, so I doubt it's a quick release. ETC microphone, you won't use that in the States. What does this say? Voltage meter and capacitor. This door doesn't stay open by itself. It did for a while. Okay. Air fuel ratio, we saw this boost gauge. Radar, I don't know if this is going to work in the States. It might. I hope so. It's not drilled into the Cellstar. I can't see what that is, but the overall condition of the dash is in really good shape. They built this box unit here and kind of just wrapped it with carbon, and then the whole carbon goes down to about here. That matches the inserts that I showed. That's the only bit of carbon there. JVC remote controller, base, the CD changer. This, I guess, is just a place to maybe put your cell phone if you want to. You can see the dust in here. I would like to get that cleaned better. Other than that, it's quite scratched, just like your typical Silvias and Skylines, especially with all these electronics they have going in here. They've probably removed it many times. No lighter, I don't think. Oh yeah, I did mention you have JDM cigarettes. Those, I believe, are electronic cigarettes. Now, I'm just gonna leave them in there. I don't care. Well, maybe I'll throw them away. It's kind of gross. What was I thinking? The car has no, I mean, I have a cold right now, but the car has no smell in it that I've seen. This was plastic dipped, I believe, which, like you said, kind of sucks. It is drilled. The wires come out of it, but it also would need to be completely replaced if you wanted to make it nice. It's not a cover on top of an old one. This side as well, and it's peeling much more. But the dash itself is in super good shape all the way around. The glove box, lots of goodies in there. I gotta clean all that out. Passenger seat, again, no issues. The car has high kilometers, but it was cared for the most part. Same over there. You know, there's not really any heavy dirt or grime on the interior that the exterior had. Shift knob is cracking a little. It's just a leather ball. Kenwood, maybe. I don't know why it comes out of the boost or the shift. And the e-brake handle is good. Another remote for the entertainment system. Clean. The elbow pad here is not all damaged. And there's a pin. Other than that, it's really clean. The obviously the selling point of this entire car is this Tommy Kaira cluster, which looks awesome. Let me turn it. No, that's not the key. I'll get that back on when I do the electronics check. Go to the rear. Rear seat, I think there's a little bit of staining here. Other than that, you know, the lighting is bad, but all the carpets are clean. The rear of the seats are clean. There is a carbon fiber tower brace here. I didn't notice that before. That's really cool. And the elbow rest is in good shape. This car is pretty cool. Let me do the electronics and we're finished. All right, electronics check. I will avoid turning the engine on because everybody is here now. Headlights on. All right, wipers. Whoa. Wipers work. I did check that the mirrors themselves did work. Do go in, do up, or they do adjust, but this is angled in a weird way, so it's hard to control it. Alright, passenger works. That goes in very slow. It goes out slow, but they do work. Windows down in the front. That window wins. That one's a little slower. Rear left goes down and up, but the rear right does not go down. Oh, well, that's weird. Now it goes up. So maybe the motor or something is getting bad. Something you might want to think about in the future about replacing that. I got the headlights on. The high beams work. Headlights, you can see they work. We need the taillights though, so I'll leave it on. Turn the hazards on. Wow, that's a weird horn. Kind of fades out. Never heard that before. All right. It has a yellow bulb. It looks orange on the camera, but that's actually a bright, like neon yellow bulb. It looks pretty cool. I have to actually, well, yeah. So the blinker is in the actual bulb. That's not blinking. That's running, but it's not blinking. This side is blinking as well. That side is on. Side marker is working. Rear tail on, blinker on. Driver's side tail on, blinker on. I didn't check the rear wiper, but I don't really want to scratch the glass. So other than that, I know the air conditioner works. Got a pink bulb in here. You know, I mean, it's super cold as it is, so. I felt like it was maybe a little slow to get up to speed, but it did. I don't know how to adjust the radio. I don't want to play with it too much. This is a DVD, SD, and I guess that's all with the Pioneer in here. Pioneer DVD player and Karazu radio, I'm not sure. Navigation. So the navigation does work. I assume it'll work in America, maybe, but it'll be in all Japanese.